Hello, Cancer, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and it is time for November readings. I've got the Star Maiden Tarot here this time. And of course, these are general readings for a general Cancer audience. So it's not quite the same as a one-to-one reading. It might really resonate with you this month, or it might resonate a little bit, or it might resonate a little bit later in the month because it might be predictive. So you might not recognize it right now, but it might kick in later in the month. Or one of your other placements might really resonate for you. So be sure to check out the videos for your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. But please feel free to take what resonates and leave the rest. That said, however, these messages are offered with love and for support, but the cards do not compel, so you are not under any obligation to take these messages or the advice. Use your best judgment, use your intuition, and if you don't want to accept the advice, well, you're welcome to come back and join us next month, and maybe you'll enjoy the advice or the messages at that time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give the deck a really good shuffle for you. And if you've been here before, you know I like to fast forward the video over the shuffling just because I don't like to chit-chat over that bit. I like to really focus on the shuffling. So I will catch up with you when I'm ready to lay out the cards. Okay, Cancer, let's see what we've got. The Hermit, the Page of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. Finally, we've got the Ten of Swords. Okay. So, getting ourselves situated here. This is kind of a recurring theme through a lot of readings, actually, this month. The Ten of Swords is a card that is very often about the end of a painful cycle or a painful chapter. Something that no longer serves you. Has reached its final conclusion, and final conclusion. It's over. It's usually something that, you know, it's not fun to, as a tarot reader, to, you know, talk about the painful bits. But the good news is that the painful part has, you know, come to a close. The painful chapter, the part that may have felt like maybe there were those that didn't understand you, or even outright enemies. Sometimes we're our own enemy. You know, sometimes it's our own choices that keep ourselves down, or sometimes we're really hard on ourselves. Whatever it was for you, it can be slightly different for different Cancerians. But this painful chapter is over, and you're going to be able to get up and walk towards a new day. In every iteration of the Ten of Swords, there's a sun rising, and that is the promise. The promise of the new day, the promise of the sun rising. And with that sun rising and that sunlight, you see the rays too in this iteration. it's not just a new day and not just a fresh chapter, not just a fresh start, but there's clarity here. The Suit of Swords is the suit of mental processes and mental clarity. So with this Ten of Swords, there are answers. So if you have been looking for truths to be revealed, or for a way out, a path through something, an answer to be revealed, that's what you get with the Ten of Swords. Sometimes the answers aren't the answers that we want, but at least they're the answers that let us make decisions that allow us to move forward, make choices, to make those fresh starts. So now let's look at some of the other cards here that let us see, where that new day, fresh start, next chapter might be. And again, for different cancers, exactly how it plays out is going to be a little bit different. But I will say it will feel for all cancers like a breath of fresh air. The ending isn't so much the tragedy. The ending is a relief that the painful part, the hard part is over. Now we get to move forward and we get to write a new chapter. And that is going to actually start to feel liberating and empowering. And in the next card, we have actually kind of the most exciting card in your reading here, Cancer, and that's the Hermit. The Hermit is your only major arcana here. And I actually do, speaking of writing, the Hermit is oftentimes associated with literally writing. The Hermit is a wise figure, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean shutting yourself away from crowds or going up to a mountaintop and shutting yourself away from people. Some Cancerians might prefer to do that at this time, and if that's your preference, more power to you. But that isn't necessarily the prescription here in this card. It's really more about distilling wisdom. There's intelligence and wisdom that's passed through, book learning and, conventional sources. And then there's also the wisdom of the lived experience, right? And you have certainly been through some experiences that have taught you some lessons. And you're in a phase right now where you're kind of balancing maybe some facts that you have learned with lived experiences. And you can kind of balance this wisdom that you have, as a wise person, now a sage. It feels almost corny to say, but it gives you kind of that title, when you go through a rough experience, when what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It also makes you wiser. There's something about this newfound wisdom, or there's something about this wisdom that you're distilling somewhere between, traditional wisdom and your own lived experiences, that's leading you to a new path. The Hermit traditionally has a lantern here. Sometimes that lantern is the little light, as it were, that leads the hermit to, new vistas. Sometimes the hermit uses that as a beacon to help guide others. So sometimes the hermit is associated with, that wise man or wise woman, sage character, as like a teacher, a mentor, a shaman or Sha woman, like an elder, someone with wisdom that is valuable and is sought out by maybe sort of younger seekers. So you might have a need to share your wisdom. This could be through the written word, this could be through social media, this could be through an artistic endeavor, song, something like that. But certainly whatever is ending or has ended, or whatever this chapter is that you're moving past, is more than just, well, I guess I'm leaving that crummy job, or I guess I'm kicking out that toxic roommate. This seems to have a more significant, perhaps spiritual or artistic component that is having reverberations in more than just, a sort of mundane shift. We see in the Page of Cups here also that same sort of seeking piece. Pages, I find, tend to be messages and messengers. So as you are perhaps putting out some kind of a bat signal, or putting out a shingle that you have something to share or something to teach, maybe you're even launching a social media channel or class or something. It could be inquiries are coming in, work is coming in, or people could be seeking you out. This could also be invitations coming in if there are any Cancers who are interested in dating. If there are single Cancers, this can also be a good card for, or a good sign for the dating life. If you want to be on dating apps, the Page of Cups is a good sign for opportunities in that realm. But typically pages and the Page of Cups can indicate opportunities with making connections with folks wanting to connect with you, meet up with you, dine with you, ask you out, connect with you, that sort of thing. There's sometimes a social piece, sometimes an artistic piece. Someone might reach out and want to collaborate artistically with you, something like that. Okay, and then finally we have the King of Pentacles, and he's often like the CFO. This could be a boss or a agent, or for those of you who might have a banker or a financial planner, it could be someone in that capacity. This could be someone who actually has a job or has a tip. Has a job to offer you, or has advice for job seeking, or has some financial planning tips, or has some advice for your financial portfolio, or is just the one who kind of does your books. It could be your accountant, something like that. But it could be as simple as this is a father figure, uncle, brother, somebody who has some connection with like your inheritance or what you inherit from your family, some sort of connection to your legacy. And it could be as simple as, especially for anybody who lives in the US, with the Thanksgiving holiday later in the month, it could be as simple as having significant conversation later in the month about your legacy or financial planning or something of that nature over the Thanksgiving holiday, something like that. But this character, if he isn't actually a father, and he doesn't necessarily have to be male, could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but somebody who would be curious or concerned about your financial situation, your job situation, wants to offer advice, or wants to make sure that you're sort of stable in that regard. So Cancer, I just want to be sure that we're on the same page, that this Ten of Swords situation is, while it hasn't been pleasant getting to this point, the worst is over and your new dawn has arrived. This is your fresh start, and clarity, if it hasn't already arrived, it is on the horizon. It's literally on the horizon. And even though the Hermit looks like they're traveling in the dark, they carry the light within. And this journey that the Hermit is on is a significant one. And it's a mindful journey. It's not a heavy journey, and along the way there will be folks interested in your opinion, interested in meeting up with you, interested in connecting with you, having drinks, and there's certainly someone who wants to be sure that your stability is secure. So Cancer, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Until next time, take good care. Bye for now.